Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Yarnoculous. Hope y'all are doing great. This is part 5 of my giant bobble stitch blanket, and today we're gonna knock off rows number 55 to 64. I'm gonna take you through the entire pattern for these rows like I always do, and we're gonna have a lot of fun crocheting this together. But do comment below and tell me how your project is coming along, okay? And if you are just starting this project, all the details and information to get started is in part 1. I'm gonna link the entire playlist out here so you can start from part 1 and follow along. And one last thing before I take you to the craft table, if you haven't done so, please do consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the bell icon. That way you'll be notified every time I release a video, and it's gonna mean the world to me. Alright then, without wasting any more time, let's go to the craft table and start with row number 55. Let's go. Alright everyone, so we are done with row number 54 and let's start doing row number 55. So the first thing as usual is going to be a chain 1, turn your work, and for row number 55 we're going to start with 8 single crochets. Let's put a bobble in the next stitch. Three single crochets next. A bobble in the next. Five single crochets next. Put a bobble in the next stitch. Three single crochets next. A bobble. Single crochet. Bobble. Three single crochets next. A bobble in the next. After the bobble, we need 5 single crochets. A bobble in the next stitch. Three single crochets next. A bobble in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next, and we need to do the next 5 stitches in brown. So drop the current yarn, pick up the brown one and do 5 single crochets with the brown color. And do not complete the 5th one because we need to change the color again. So drop the brown color, pick up your current color or the self striping one and finish this stitch. Okay, with this stitch again do a single crochet in the next, and this is going to be your repeat for the whole of this row. Let me show you that from the right side. So after the single crochet, you're gonna do a bobble, 3 single crochets, bobble, 5 single crochets, bobble, 3 single crochets, bobble, single crochet, bobble, 3 single crochets again, bobble, 5 single crochets, bobble, 3 single crochets, bobble, single crochet, change over to this brown yarn, do 5 single crochets with this color and a single crochet back in the self striping color, and so on and so forth. Repeat this for the whole of row number 55. and in the end you're gonna be left with 8 single crochets just like you started. You know what to do for row number 56. It's gonna be a single crochet in every stitch. Go ahead, do these 2 rows and meet me back for row number 57. Alright everyone, so we are done with row number 56. So let's start row number 57. As usual, you would do a chain stitch, which I've already done here. Turn your work. And for row number 57, let's start with 9 single crochets. Put a bobble in the next stitch. Three single crochets next. Bobble in the next stitch. Five single crochets after that bobble. Put a bobble in the next stitch. Single crochet next and a bobble in the next stitch. Three single crochets next. Bobble next. Single crochet in the next stitch and a bobble in the next. 5 single crochets next. Alright, after the 5 single crochets, do a bobble in the next stitch. 3 single crochets next. Bobble in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next, but do not complete it. Just leave it halfway and pick up the brown color. With the brown color, do 7 single crochets in the next 7 stitches. The 7th stitch, we don't want to finish it. Instead, just drop the brown one, pick up your self striping color and complete the stitch and do a single crochet in the next stitch. And that's going to be your repeat for the whole of row number 57. So let me show you from the right side. So after the single crochet that you just did, do a bobble in the next stitch, 3 single crochets, bobble, 5 single crochets, bobble, single crochet, bobble, 3 single crochets, bobble, single crochet, bobble, 5 single crochets again, a bobble in the next stitch, 3 single crochets, a bobble in the next, single crochet with this color, and then you're gonna change over to the brown color and do 7 single crochets between the 2 diamonds. Okay, repeat this for the whole of row number 57, and when you reach the end after the last bobble, you will have 9 more single crochets to go. Okay, and after the 9 single crochets, chain 1, turn your work, do row number 58, which is gonna be a row of single crochet in every stitch. Be careful of the color scheme, do brown over brown and the self striping color over the self striping stitches. Okay, get these 2 rows done and I'm gonna meet you back here for row number 59. Alright everyone, I'm done with my row number 58. Next is 59. So chain 1, turn your work, and let's start row number 59 with 10 single crochets. Put a bobble in the next stitch. 3 single crochets next, bobble in the next, 17 single crochets next. Now that we are done with the hearts inside the diamonds, we only have to work on the diamonds. Okay, Alright, after the 17 single crochets, do a bobble in the next stitch. 3 single crochets next, a bobble in the next stitch, a single crochet in the next, and then we need to do 9 single crochets with the brown color, and that's why I'm not finishing this stitch. I'll just do it halfway, drop this yarn and pick up the brown yarn to do the next 9 stitches with the brown color. Okay, and at this point of time I also want to tell you that since the number of stitches of the brown color are increasing, I made bobbins of my first color, and that's because I don't want to carry over this yarn. If you wish, you could carry over the yarn, which just means that you crochet over this yarn. Okay, I don't want to do that, and that's why I've just made bobbins, which are small pieces of yarn, and I'm just gonna drop this here and pick up another piece when I reach on the other side. Okay, and since we have 5 diamonds, we're gonna need 5 bobbins, so I made 5 bobbins, and that's what I'm gonna use throughout this blanket. Now let's continue with the brown color. I'm just gonna let this yarn drop right here, I don't need it anymore, and continue making 9 single crochets with the brown color. When I reach the 9th stitch, I'm again going to change my color back to my first color. So just drop this yarn here, and since we are adding a new bobbin, I'm just going to make a loop out of the new color and take it in with my hook, just like this. Just take it through both the loops on your hook and you have changed the color. Since I don't need the brown color anymore, I'm gonna let it go. Just hold the brown color and the tail end of the first color with your thumb so it does not come in between your stitch, and then do a single crochet in the next stitch. That's how you have changed your color, and you will continue with this color. The next thing is a bobble stitch and 3 single crochets next, and that's gonna be your repeat for the whole of this row. Okay, let me show you that from the right side. Alright, after the bobble that we just did, do 3 single crochets, bobble, 17 single crochets, bobble, 3 single crochets, bobble, single crochet, chain the color back to brown, which is just pick up this yarn out here, do 9 single crochets, join another bobbin of your first color, continue the same thing for all the diamonds till you reach the last diamond. After the last bobble, you'll be left with 10 single crochets. That's gonna end your row number 59. Chain 1, turn your work to row number 60, which is gonna be a row of single crochet in every stitch, and meet me back here for row number 61. Alright everyone, so I'm done with my row number 60. So for row number 61, let's do chain 1, turn your work carefully. Okay, and let's start doing row number 61. For row 61, let's start with 11 single crochets. A bobble in the next stitch. Three single crochets next. Bobble in the next stitch. 15 single crochets next. A bobble in the next stitch. Three single crochets after that, and a bobble in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next, and we are not going to complete this. We need to do 11 single crochets with the brown color, so take up the brown color halfway through the single crochet and do 11 single crochets with the brown color. Leave your first color as is. We'll pick it up when we come back for the single crochet row after this. Okay, the 11th single crochet, we are not supposed to complete it. Instead, just drop your brown yarn in front of you, pick up your first color and do a single crochet in the next stitch, a bobble in the next, 3 single crochets in the next, and so on. And that's gonna be your repeat for the whole of row number 61. Let me show you that from the right side. So after the bobble stitch that we just did, you're supposed to do 3 single crochets, bobble, 15 single crochets, bobble, 3 single crochets, bobble, single crochet, change the color to brown and do 11 single crochets in brown, change the color back to your first color, do a single crochet, bobble, and repeat the same thing for all the 5 diamonds in your work. And in the end, when you're done with the last bobble, you'll be remaining with 11 single crochets. Once you're done with that, chain 1, turn your work and do row number 62, which is gonna be a row of single crochet in every stitch. Just make sure that you are taking care of the color scheme. Okay, so get these 2 rows done and I'll meet you when you're ready for row number 63. Alright everyone, so I'm done with my row number 62 and every row from here is pretty much gonna be the same thing until you finish this diamond. You're just gonna do the border of the diamond and then there's gonna be a few single crochets in the middle and then the single crochets of brown after that. Okay, so for row number 63, let's start with the chain 1 and turn your work. And let's start with 12 single crochets. Put a bobble in the next stitch. Three single crochets next. Bobble in the next. 13 single crochets next. Bobble in the next stitch. 3 single crochets after that. A bobble in the next. Single crochet next, and I'm not gonna finish this because we need to change over to the brown, so just drop the current yarn and pick up the brown one. With the brown one we need to do 13 single crochets, so get that done. And the 13th one, we're not gonna finish it. Instead, drop the brown yarn, pick up your color number 1 and finish the stitch. Do a single crochet in the next stitch, and that's gonna be your repeat for the whole of row number 63. Okay, so here after the single crochet that we just did, you need to do a bobble, 3 single crochets, bobble, 13 single crochets, bobble, 3 single crochets, again a bobble, single crochet, and change over to brown. With the brown color, do 13 single crochets again, change over to color number 1. With that, you're gonna do a single crochet and a bobble and repeat the same thing for all the diamonds on your row. And when you reach the last diamond after the last bobble, you'll be remaining with 12 single crochets to finish row number 63. Chain 1, turn your work and do row number 64, which is going to be a row of single crochet in every stitch. Just maintain the color scheme. Okay, and I'll meet you back here when we are ready for row number 65. Let's quickly recap the pattern for the rows that we did today. That was row number 55 to row number 64. And here's the pattern for all of these rows. Alright everyone, that's a wrap, and hope you liked this tutorial and hope you are crocheting this beautiful project along with me. Do let me know in the comments below if you have any comments, feedback, requests, or anything you want to say to me. You can also hit me up on Instagram. My handle is @Yarnoculous. I'm gonna be back with the next bunch of rows very soon. Till then, take care and happy crocheting.